Hello again everyone, it's Matthew from Port Stephens Library. We are going to continue on from our last lesson, moving on to lesson 5 for Introduction to Scratch. If you followed last video, you will have finished around here on Chatbot with the What Next page. So this lesson we're going to do the Paintbox project. So like last time, there's an example here if you want to click on the green flag and see how it works. Do some drawing and erasing. And we'll move on to that. So now we're going to click on our Try the Paintbox project. And now we're going to do the Paintbox project. And this is a Scratch 3 version, so we're going to do, with our introduction, make your own paint program. What you'll make, click on the green flag to start, use the mouse to move the pencil and hold down the left mouse button to draw. Click on a color to change pencils, click on the eraser to change it, and use it to erase your work. To clear the page, click on the cross. Being that we've just had a little test of that, we won't use that one there. But what we will learn today is how to add the pen extension in Scratch, how to use broadcast to control the sprite in Scratch, and recall how to respond to mouse events in Scratch. So what you'll need, like always, we've got our computer running Scratch 3, we're using the online version, and then if you're doing it offline, there's the starter project in there. And as well, additional information for educators. So now we're going to get right into it with our introduction. So first off, we're going to make a pencil. So start by making a pencil that you can use to draw on the stage. So we're going to open the Paintbox Scratch starter project. So like the Chatbot one, we've got a starter project open. So we'll just click on the link here and it'll open up the starter project for us. Okay, in the starter project, you'll see that you've already got a pencil and eraser down here, and that's all that it looks like there's in the starter project to begin with. So now we'll go back up to our lesson, and we'll scroll down. In the starter project, you should see pencil and eraser sprites, which we saw. So we'll click there, and then we'll scroll down. So now we're going to add the pen extension to your project. So let's find out how to do that now. So I'll click here. So to use the pen blocks in Scratch, you need to add the pen extension. Click on the Add Extension button in the bottom left-hand corner. Click on the pen extension to add it. So I'm going to do that. The pen section then appears at the bottom of the blocks menu. Okay, so let's go into our Scratch project and do that now. So we'll go down to the bottom left and we'll click Add an Extension and we'll click on the pen one. And then we'll see it's now at the bottom there. Now we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick and scroll down. So now we're going to add some code to the pencil sprite to make the sprite follow the mouse pointer forever so that you can draw. So we want to add a when flag clicked, a forever loop, and go to mouse pointer. So let's go in and do that now. So we're going to go into our events. We'll grab a when flag clicked. We'll go into our control. We'll grab our forever loop and we'll go to our motion. We're going to go to a random position and we're going to change it to mouse pointer. So now if we go to the green flag and test it, our pencil should follow the mouse as we go. Very good. Stop that for now and we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick. So now we're going to scroll down, click the flag and then move the mouse pointer around the stage to test whether your code works. As we just saw, it does, so we can give that a tick as well. And now we'll go to the next step, which is next, make your pencil only draw if the mouse button is being clicked. So we're going to add this code to your pencil sprite. So if mouse down, then pen down, else pen up. So we need an if then else block, a mouse down block, and a pen down and a pen up block. So we'll add that now. So we'll go back into Scratch. First off, we'll grab our control with our if then else. And we want to go into sensing and we want to mouse down. We'll pop that in there. Now we're going to go to our pen and we want pen down, if mouse down, and if mouse isn't down, we want it to be pen up. So now we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick. Now, test your code again. This time, move the pencil around the stage and hold down the mouse button. Can you draw with your pencil? Let's find out. So we'll go back into Scratch, click the flag, and let's see. we can draw a very horrible face that I've drawn. Well, very good. So now we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick. And let's see, does your pencil not draw from its tip? If yours doesn't, let's see what it could be. If the line your pencil draws looks like it's coming from the pencil's middle, you need to change your pencil sprite so the tip is in the sprite's center. Click on the pencil sprite and then click on the costume tab. Move the costume so the tip of the pencil is just above the center. So it'll look like this. So if yours is drawing like that, make sure you do this. I'll show you now how to do that. So we'll go back into Scratch. We're already in the pencil. We'll go into the costume tab. And as you can see, we've got our center dot here already. But if it wasn't there, you could select the entire pencil and then move it so it is. So if you select that, and then we can move it from the center so it's closer to the dot. We're just going to leave it there because it's in the right spot for now. So now we're going to go back to our lesson. And we've done that, so we're going to go on to the next step, which is coloured pencils. So, coloured pencils, now you're going to add different coloured pencils to your project and allow the user to choose between them. So first off, you need to rename the pencil sprite to pencil blue. So we'll go in and do that now. Okay, so we're going to rename the costume for it to pencil blue. So now we've got pencil blue there. Now we'll go back into our lesson. And we'll give that a tick. Now we're going to scroll down. Now we want to right click on the pencil sprite and duplicate the pencil blue costume. So we'll right click on it and do that. So I'll go back into Scratch and do that now. So we'll just right click on pencil blue, duplicate, and now we've got two. All right, good. So now we'll go back into our lesson and we'll give that a tick and scroll down. Now we want to name the new costume pencil green and color the pencil green. So let's see if we can do that now. So we'll go back in. I'm going to change pencil blue 2 to pencil green. And then what we can do is we can grab our fill tool. We can change it to a nice green color there. And then click on there. Now we've got pencil green. So we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick. Now we need to draw two new sprites, one blue square and one green square. These are for choosing between the blue and green pencil. So we're going to create a blue and a green square. So let's do that now. So under our new sprites, we're going to paint a sprite this time. We're just going to grab a square. We're going to have a green square. Let's go that big. Ooh, that's a bit big. Let's shrink that a bit. There we go. Can make it smaller on the screen anyway. And we'll call this one green. Then we can be a bit tricky and we can duplicate this. Then we can call this blue. And we're just going to take the fill tool. We're going to grab blue. Didn't click there. We'll go blue and put it like that. So we've got a blue square and green square. Just going to move those down the bottom. And then we'll go back into our lesson. So we've drawn the new sprites. And we can give that a tick. The other thing we can do is we can shrink them down in size. So we'll go back into Scratch and show you how to do that. So if you select them, we can make the size so it's a bit smaller. So that's for our green one. Make them 50% there. And then they're much smaller, so they don't take up as much of the screen for us. Okay, so now we're just going to go back into our paint box lesson and scroll down. So now we want to rename the new sprites so that they are called blue and green, which we've already just done. But if you've forgotten how and want a refresher on how to do it, you can open up here and it'll tell you how. And then we'll give that a tick. So now we'll scroll down further. We're going to add some code to the green sprite so that when this sprite is clicked, it broadcasts the message green. So we're going to do a broadcast message. So when this sprite clicked, broadcast green. As we haven't done a broadcast message yet, if you'd like to, you can have a look in the instructions in here under broadcast a message in Scratch, and it'll show you how to do it. So I'll open that up now. So a broadcast is a way of sending a message from a sprite which can be heard by all sprites. Think of it like an announcement made over a loudspeaker. Send a broadcast. You can send a broadcast by creating a broadcast block and giving it a name. Find the broadcast block under Events, select New Message in the drop-down menu, then type your message. The message text can be anything you like, but it is useful to give the broadcast a sensible description. What happens when the message is received depends on the code you write. Oh, and now receiving a broadcast, a sprite can react to a broadcast by using this block, when I receive. You can add blocks below this block to tell the sprite what to do when it receives the broadcast signal. So when I receive message 1, say hello for 2 seconds. Okay, very good. Just close that one for now. And we're going to add this to our Scratch. So we'll go in now. So back into Scratch. And we're in our green block already. We want to go into our code. We want to go into our events. And we want when this sprite clicked. And we then want to broadcast. And we'll change that from message 1. Since we're using the green one, we're going to broadcast green. Okay, so we'll go back into our lesson. And we've done that, and we'll give it a tick. And we'll scroll down. The pencil sprite should listen for the green message and change its costume and pencil color in response. Switch to your pencil sprite, add some code so that when this sprite receives the green broadcast, it switches to the green pencil costume and changes the pen color to green. So we want to add, when I receive green, switch costume to pencil green and set pen color to green. To set the pencil to color to green, click the colored square in the set pen color block and then click on the green square sprite. So let's add that now. So we'll go back into Scratch. We want to choose our pencil. And now we want a when I receive green. And then we want to grab our looks and we want switch costume to. We want to change that to pencil green. We want to go into our pen and we want to set pen color to. We'll click on here. We can actually choose our green from here, or to make it easy, if you click on the eyedropper, you can choose the green there. And that works just as well. So now if we click the green flag, you can see our pencil is blue. And if we click on the green, it'll change it to green. Very good. So I'll stop that one for now and go back into the lesson. And then we'll just give that a tick. Then to a similar thing, so that you can switch the pencil color to blue. Well, then it should be then do a similar thing. That makes more sense. Click on the blue square sprite and add this code. When this sprite clicked, broadcast blue. Then click on the pencil sprite and add this code, which is just the opposite of the green one, but for blue. So let's add that now. So we'll go back into our lesson, back into Scratch. And we're going to click on our blue sprite. And then we're going to have an event. And we want it to broadcast. Well, when the sprite clicked, broadcast. And we don't want green, we want blue this time. So we'll add a new message. And now we'll go back into the pencil. And then this one here we've already got. It'll be a bit tricky and we'll right click on that and duplicate it. And then all we need to do is change when I receive green to blue. Switch costume from pencil green to pencil blue. And we want to set the color to blue. We'll grab the eyedropper again to make it nice and easy. And just click in there. And now we can test it with the flag. So if we draw normally, it's green. If we change it to the blue, it'll go blue. And then go back to the green. And it'll stay like that. Very good. So now we'll stop the program and go back into our lesson. And we'll give that a tick there and scroll down. Now finally, add this code to tell the pencil sprite which color to start with and to make sure that the screen is clear when your program starts. So we want above our forever loop, we want erase all, switch costume to pencil blue and set pen color to blue. So we'll add that now. So we're going to go into our pen blocks. We want to go erase all up the top. We want to set pen color to, and we'll choose our blue. Like so. And then we also want to switch our costume, so we go back into our looks and switch costume to pencil blue. So now whenever we click the flag, it'll get rid of all that wonderful drawing I've done. And then we can draw on here. And we can change. And if we click the green flag again, it'll erase it all. Very good. So we'll stop the program for now. And then we will go back up to our lesson and give that a tick and scroll down. If you prefer, you can start with a different coloured pencil. Test your code. Can you switch between the blue and green pencil colours by clicking on the blue or green square sprites? As we just did, that works. So we can give that a tick. And now we're going to go on to the first challenge, which is shortcuts. So we'll just open challenge, more pencils. Can you add red, yellow and black pencils to your paint program? Take a look at the earlier steps if you want a reminder of how to do this. Can you use your pencil to draw a picture? So if you want to try that, you can try that now, adding more colours. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that outside the video, and when you come back to it, they'll all be there. So let's go back and check the Scratch project, and like magic, there they are. Okay, well now we'll go back to our lesson, and we're going to do our next step, which is undo mistakes. So under undo mistakes, sometimes mistakes happen. So add a clear button and an eraser button. Add the X block sprite from the library's letter section. Color the sprite costume in red and make it a little smaller. This sprite is called a clear button. So if you've forgotten how to add a sprite, you can go into the options here. So I'm just going to do that now, and we'll go into Scratch. We're going to add a sprite, and under our letters, we're going to get our X block, and then we're going to go into our costumes. We're going to grab red. We're going to fill that, and we're going to move it into the corner. Just going to shrink that down. And there we are. Okay, so now we're going to go back into our lesson and give that a tick. Now we'll scroll down. Now we want to add code to the X block sprite to clear the stage when the sprite's clicked. So when the sprite's clicked, erase all. So let's add that now. So we'll go back into Scratch, go into our code for our block X there. We want an event for when this sprite clicked. And then we go down into our pen blocks and we want to erase all. So now if I click on the X block here, like magic, it's gone. Very good. So now we'll go into our lesson again. And we've done that, so I'll give that a tick. We'll scroll down. You don't need to use a broadcast to clear the stage because the erase all block does that job. Do you see that the pencil sprites include an eraser costume? Your project also includes a separate eraser sprite. So right-click on this eraser sprite and then click on Show. Here is how your stage should look now. So we'll do that now and go back into Scratch. So we've got our eraser one here, and we're going to change it from Hide to Show. We've got it down here and pop that in the corner. We'll go back into our lesson and we'll give that a tick. Now we'll scroll down. So add code to the eraser sprite to send an erase broadcast when the eraser sprite is clicked. So like our pencils, changing them from the color sprites, when the sprite clicked, broadcast eraser. So we'll go do that now. So we'll go into our events. When this sprite clicked, broadcast, we want a new message for eraser. And then hit OK there. And we'll go back into our lesson. And we've done that, so we'll give it a tick. When the pencil sprite receives the eraser message, it should switch to its costume to the eraser and switch the pen color to white, which is the same color as the stage. So we're going to add some code to create the eraser. If you think you can do that now, try that, or we'll use the hints. So under I need a hint, we want add some code to the pencil sprite when I receive the eraser message, switch to costume eraser and set pen color to white. If you think you can do it from there, try now, or we'll see what the next tip is in the hints. Here are all the blocks you need. Set pen color to white, when I receive eraser, and switch costume to eraser. So if you think you can put that together now, try that, or we'll go for the last step. So this is what it should look like. When I receive eraser, switch costume to eraser, set pen color to white. So we'll add that to our code now. So we'll go into Scratch. We want to go into our pencil. And we want a when I receive. We want that to be eraser. And we want to grab a costume block. So we'll go to switch costume to eraser. And then we'll grab a pen block and we'll set pen color to, and we'll make that white. So if we just click the eyedropper and click the backstage, there we are. Now if we test out our code, if we hit the green flag, we can draw, we can switch it to the other colors. And if we want to get rid of some of it, we can erase it like so. But it's only erasing a little bit at the moment, so let's see what it says next. So we'll stop that for now, and we'll go back into our lesson and give that a tick and scroll down. Test your project to see if you can clear the stage and erase pencil lines. So like there, it only gets rid of a little bit at a time. So we'll give that a tick. There's one more problem with the pencil. You can draw anywhere on the stage, including near the clear and eraser buttons. So if you want to, you can try, but you can draw behind them like so. To fix this, change the code so that the pen is only down if the mouse is clicked and the Y position of the mouse pointer is greater than minus 120. So we're going to add to our code a operator for and greater than, and a mouse Y and minus 120 in our greater than. So we'll go back into our code and add that now. So go back into Scratch. We want to go into our operators. We want a greater than and an AND operator. So we'll pop this in here. We're going to put our mouse down in the front and move that across because it's sort of getting in the way. And then we're going to have minus 120. But we also need in our sensing mouse Y. So that way, now if we click on the flag and test it, we try to draw up here, it's fine, but if we go further down, it won't let us draw past that line. It just stops it, which is good. So get rid of all that now, and stop that and go back into our lesson. And just scroll up and give that a tick, and then go down to test your project. You now should not be able to draw near the buttons. So we just did that, so we can give that a tick. And now our next step is change the pencil width. So in change the pen width, next you will add code to allow the person using your program to draw things with different pen widths. First, add a new variable called width. So if you can remember how to add your own variable, you can do that now, or you can look inside here and it'll show you how to add a variable. So we're going to open that up, just see how to do it in here, then we're going to add it now. So we'll go back into Scratch. We're going to go into our variables. We're going to make a variable and just call it width and hit OK. So now we have our variable added. We're going to go back into our lesson and give that a tick. Now we'll scroll down. And then we want to add this line inside the forever loop of the pencil sprites code. So underneath our go-to mouse pointer, we want to add set pen size to width. So we'll add that now. So go back into our Scratch, we go to our pen down the bottom, and we want to set pen size to, we'll pop that underneath here, and we're just going to put our variable width as the size. Then we'll go back into our lesson, and we'll give that a tick, and we'll scroll down. The pen width now repeatedly gets set to the value of the width variable. Right-click on the width variable displayed on the stage and then click on Slider. So we'll go do that now. So we'll go back into Scratch. We're going to right-click on width up here and go Slider. Now we can see You can move that up and down that way. And we'll go back into our lesson. Give that a tick. You can now drag the slider that is visible below the variable to change the variable's value, as we've just seen. So let's test your project and see if you can add code to adjust the pen width. So I'll go back in and try that now. So if we've got it on 12, we draw a line, it's much bigger, 50, even bigger, or if we go all the way down to 2, it's quite small. And that works well if we want to erase. So if we click on our eraser, we can erase little bits, or we can go all the way up and erase a lot in one go. Okay, so we'll stop that one there and go back into our lesson and give that a tick. And we'll go on to our challenge keyboard commands. Challenge keyboard commands. Can you add code so that instead of clicking on the coloured squares or buttons on the stage, you can make things happen by pressing keyboard keys? For example, B, switch to the blue pencil, G, switch to the green pencil, E, switch to the eraser, and C, clear screen. If you want to, you can also add code so that pressing the arrow keys change the pen width. So if you want to try adding those in your challenge, you can try that now. So if you've completed the challenge, we can go and see what's next. So I'll click on the what's next. And what next is, now that you have completed the paint box project, try the boat race project, which helps you make a game where you have to steer, not stir, a boat around obstacles. So we'll try that now with the green flag. So we've got our little boat, moves quite slow, but if it hits those, it goes faster. What happens if we crash? Kaboom! Oh no. Okay, I'll stop that for now. So that's the project we'll be doing next time, and that's our 6th and final project for our beginning module. So hopefully I'll see you next time, and we're going to see what's next. Congrats, project complete. I hope that you went well with it, and I shall see you all next time. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.